This story takes place in a school in Chongqing, China. A few years ago, the school's director of moral education reached out to me, explaining that a terrifying legend was haunting the campus, causing all sorts of negative effects. Despite repeated attempts by the school and teachers to debunk it, the tale spread like wildfire among students and even some faculty members. Here's how it went. The school had renovated one of its buildings, sealing off old student activity spaces, including dance studios and piano rooms. One night, as some students passed by the sealed piano room, on their way back to the dorms, they heard piano music drifting out. The door bore an official seal, and the piano had been removed long before the room was locked up. Word has it that a few curious students climbed up to peek through a small window above the door. In the corner of the room, they glimpsed a long-haired girl, her back to them, playing the piano. Terrified, they bolted, and later shared the story with classmates. Perhaps overwhelmed by the shock, some went home to recover. As the saying goes, bad news travels fast. For teenagers, in the thick of growing up, the world is full of mysteries beyond science, things they don't understand but can't resist exploring. The rumors snowballed, growing more elaborate and eerie with each retelling. Eventually, the students crafted an identity for this ghostly figure, a former student who adored playing piano but for reasons unknown hanged herself. Her restless spirit, they claimed, returned to the campus every 7 years. The tale took on a life of its own, scaring the students witless and distracting them from their studies. They'd paid to learn knowledge and values, yet here they were caught up in ghost stories. As someone who dropped out of high school, I couldn't help but wonder how to feel about it all. The director explained why they'd sought me out. Someone had recommended me, he said. Sure, the school taught science, but years without faith left an empty space in people's hearts, a void they yearned to fill, even if it clashed with their education. Without something to fill it, they felt adrift. The real kicker? After the rumors started, even a highly respected teacher claimed to hear the piano and took leave, just like the shaken students. The school was stuck, debunking the rumor on one hand, yet too spooked to investigate on the other. So, with a better safe than sorry mindset, they turned to me. I'll admit, I was skeptical. Schools are breeding grounds for rumors, most just tall tales spun from exaggeration or stress, like when a kid jumps off a building from too much pressure, sparking a chain of wild stories. They pile up, vivid as if I witnessed, though good news never spreads half as fast. Still, I couldn't dismiss it outright. What if it was real? Even a harmless ghost could scare people. After some back and forth, I decided to check it out myself. We met during the first morning class when the campus was nearly deserted. The director led me through an old wooded area to the abandoned building. Its corridor, lined with north and south-facing windows, was dim, but visible, a lighting trick that made the quiet space feel downright creepy. Add the legend's hype, and it was genuinely unsettling. At the piano room door, I could tell the director was nervous despite his talk of disbelief. I had him unlock it and step inside with me. The room had one door, 2 folding windows on the outer wall, and nothing else. No curtains, just ceiling chandeliers and floor marks where a piano once stood. I pulled out a compass and red thread for a spiritual ritual. Before I could finish, a suffocating sensation hit me, something I hadn't felt in ages. Alarmed, I urged the director to step outside. My reaction spooked him. Being at least a decade younger, he might have thought I was pulling his leg. I didn't have time to explain. In over 10 years, I'd only encountered a spirit asserting itself before a ritual 3 times. This was the third. It felt like a clear, get out, mind your own business warning. Once outside, I calmed down and grew certain this was a real haunting, not just student gossip. I couldn't tell if the ghost was friendly or hostile, so I asked the director to fill me in on the piano room's history. Back in his office, he called in some veteran teachers. 5 of us locked the door and dug into the past. After hours, 2 key details emerged. A piano teacher named Zhao once taught here resigned and now worked in Beibei nearing retirement after leaving at around 40. Second, a female student, keen but unskilled at piano, dropped out due to illness. Coincidentally, Zhao had been her mentor. After the teachers left, I told the director we'd track down both the next day. Early the following morning, we pored over old enrollment records and found the girl's registered address. Her photo showed a delicate, ordinary teen. Her youthful face stirred a fleeting nostalgia in me. We set out to find her, but years of moves or changes thwarted us. A friend at the registry confirmed the worst. She died, and her record was canceled. The director saw a dead end. I saw a breakthrough. Her death tied the ghost to the story. With that lead exhausted, we turned to Zhao. He was easier to locate, and by evening we reached Beibei. His schedule led us to a piano classroom, where a tall, thin, bespectacled teacher in his late 50s with a mustache and half-gray hair taught a lesson. We waited politely until it ended around 8:30 p.m. When the director introduced himself, Zhao was warm to his old-school staff. But as we explained, his expression shifted. He knew this was about that student. Once we stressed the situation's gravity, Zhao opened up. Under a banyan tree, on campus, he shared the full story. The girl had a natural gift for piano, and the school nurtured her talent. Though her basics lagged behind her peers, she'd hit wrong notes, drawing snide remarks, but she took it in stride, believing her weak foundation demanded extra effort. She outworked everyone. Zhao, then in his 30s and single, was a skilled pianist, likely a hit among female students, though I can't vouch for his looks. He encouraged this shy, diligent girl, and over time, their bond grew into something beyond teacher and student. Back then, such a relationship was taboo. A teacher for a day is a father for life. They'd say romance between the two was unthinkable, inviting scorn. Yet, defying norms, they fell in love. Jealousy lurks everywhere. Someone anonymously reported them, and the school branded Zhao a monster. Unable to watch him suffer, she ended it and soon dropped out, citing illness. Zhao, crushed by judgmental stares, resigned. At home, she sank into despair, missing him, but knowing reunion would only worsen her pain, she tormented herself, emotions spinning like a dog chasing its tail, exhausting and futile. Depression took hold, and she died before 26. Zhao tried to mourn her, but her family cast him out, forever unforgiving. Reflecting on life's fleeting nature, he left Chongqing, drifting between cities to make sense of it all, returning only years later to teach at a university. His tale left me reeling. Teacher-student love is a hot-button issue, but love isn't a crime. Why, then, such crushing opposition? Rather than her driving herself to death, our rigid morals, priceless or not, bore the blame. I don't condone it. It feels awkward, not damning. Her fatal longing showed her devotion, his lifelong solitude, his guilt. He couldn't forgive himself, nor could her family, who saw him as a killer. Their love story, meant to be beautiful, became unspeakable. Gossip's power is fearsome, but the real tragedy was burying their true selves. Such stories rarely end happily. Reality isn't a novel. No heroic couples flaunt forbidden love here. If it's not accepted, it's erased. I asked Zhao if she wore white, had long, straight hair, and played in a corner. He nodded, eyes brimming with sorrow, lost in memory. I was nearly certain. The piano room ghost was her, broken by society and rules. I told him, to untie this knot, we need the one who tied it. Come with me tomorrow. Do as I say. After all these years, don't you want her soul to find peace? He hesitated, dreading his past, but agreed. That night, in Shapingba over late-night drinks, he laughed and cried, shedding decades of weight, determined to release, remember, and farewell her properly. The next day, in the piano room, all was calm until he spoke. Rest now. I know why you stay. I'd trade everything to change this. I've lived without regrets, but your heart today makes our love priceless. Emotions surged, then the conflicted, loving spirit left. I didn't resolve it, his long-held words did, erasing years of pain. After parting with Zhao, the director, and I returned to his office. He was calmer than expected. I took no payment and left. Glancing back, I saw him, a middle-aged man, wiping tears away.